What's up, Travel Acre fam? Welcome to Farming the Lamo Brand. So today it's like 2:14 in the afternoon, and it's like a brisk 50 something degrees out here. Yeah, in Florida. Crazy, I know. So we actually had a cold front come through, and it feels great. This morning got to toss on my hoodie, my Travel Acre hoodie, and work. That was wonderful. Now I'm in long sleeves, about to put in a new pasture. Yes, cow pasture. The second one's about to go up. This morning I actually moved all of our steers into this pasture that the cows are in currently. Remember, you guys, when we built a while back, just moved all the steers in here. Jagger here and JL were already in here, but I moved the other 6 in here, and of course Tribal is over there still because he's a bull, so now he's with Chaggy, my laggy. They're chilling. I mean, as much as you can chill with that dude, he gets chased around and he gets a little close, but they'll become friends, I think, here soon. But I'll move all the steers here, okay guys? So I'm gonna kind of show you guys. We're starting the second pasture today. It's not gonna be exactly the same. It's gonna be electrified still, but we're gonna run some of it off electrified, electrified fencing off a T-post, just like our pig paddock. It's a little cheaper, so it's gonna be part post, part T-post. Yeah, so as you can see, this pasture, the cows have eaten a lot of the grass down. There's still a couple high spots here and there, but because I just moved those steers in and all the grass has really been eaten off or out of this pasture, I need to get it mowed of what stuff's growing up that shouldn't be growing, and then regrow and let it regrow. But I need another pasture to do that. So as you guys know, we come out from that side over there. See where the cows are. This gate right here, we're going to leave this 12-foot or this 10-foot gap, and then we'll start a lane right here next to the pig paddock that'll kind of come over here, and once we get over here, this lane will enter into another gate in this vicinity somewhere. But our new pasture is going here, so we're gonna start doing a pasture here. We're gonna go all the way down to that fence line down there, over, and then back up. So this is where the new pasture is going. After this pasture, we'll be starting on this one over here next. But right now I need another pasture with grass. We have pretty good grass growth in here. Some of it's more sandy, but it's mostly going to be in the lane that's cut off between the pig paddock and the pasture, so we can get vehicles down in there if we need to, and so we still have our walking lanes to take care of the pigs as we add paddocks on. But we'll just connect electric fences from there to here, and I might panel wood through here instead of electrical fencing. I'm not sure yet. Depends how much insulated wire I want to run, but I think it might be more beneficial to run wood there, just for handling purposes and moving purposes from pasture to pasture. So this is where we're starting today. New pasture going up, guys, right now. I hope you guys are excited, because I've got a lot of posts to dig, a lot of holes to push posts into, and I'm gonna break my arms off just getting it done. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I'm excited. I know the cows are gonna be excited to get some fresh new grass. Excited to see how our turnaround looks with our grass regrowth. Might not be as quick this time of year because of not as much rain, but our grass grows pretty quick back in this area because it's a little more wet. So we'll see. Stay tuned, guys, to see this pasture go up probably in like 5 minutes on video. So I'll see you guys. Travel Acre fam. All right, guys, so this is the next day. when we started on the pasture. And we only had 2 hours to get started, so we were mostly just marked out, put a couple posts in last night. Before I get started, I want to let you guys know, this guy right here, Fred, broke out last night, broke his door, and let's just say he was over there on the opposite side of the bar, on the opposite side of the electrical fence this morning. Went to he was kind of stuck because you have this whole strip back here that has absolutely no way to, you know, there's no gates back there. It's just electrical fence to dudes back there. This morning we woke up for farm, and he is I don't know how to get him out, needless to say, but one of the guys, David, he decided to go back there behind him, but I already had the girl one of our girls that works here, Patty, she was leading him up front. He was kind of following her, but then when the guys decided to go back behind him, he turned around, nicked his leg open. So that was a fun morning. So that happened, and he had to go get that taken care of. But I'm coming over here to the pasture because we're getting ready to show you guys. Well, we're getting ready to get started on working on getting these T-posts in the ground first, and then moving on from there. But I'm gonna show you guys kind of where this guy went. That's crazy. So this guy, of course, his pin's over there. Okay, guys. So we know his pin's over there, right? Dude was over here, back behind this electrical fence. I left him alone. I was like, he'll come back. There's no way we're gonna get him. He's between water and the electrical fence. Can't push him. He's not happy. He was stressed because he already shocked himself on electrical fencing like probably 40 times. Who knows how long. Try to get in here with the girls probably. So I left him. Well, I come to get some feed from the trailer to take dude to get him. Dude was, I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's a house out there. Somehow once you get back behind the water, there's an opening. Dude walked all the way up there, all the way around, sorry, get my finger down, all the way around the front of everybody's home, ended up over here in this, my neighbor's property. After about 40 minutes, trying to get dude in, I finally got him in. I tried to get him in through the fence and lift the barbed wire up, but that wasn't happening. So finally tied a rope around his leg, pushed from behind. Took about 4 or 5 of us to push his big self up onto the trailer. He's finally back in the pen. That took a couple hours. Got a little bit of blood, but the job is done. He's never broken out of a pen before, which was crazy. So I think because he's gotten out twice recently because some people have forgotten to latch one of his latches, and his other latch is just a click latch. If you don't slide the slide lock, that latch will pop loose if you hit it enough. So that's what happened. But today he actually just broke the door off. So yeah, that happened. See, I tried to get him in through here, pop this up, but ended up getting him in over there. So thankfully we got him back. But okay, so today we're back on the pasture, guys. Getting that done, getting that started, so on and so forth. Getting all that work done for the pasture. So we're gonna run along this fence line to here. Yeah, you guys can see the orange markings. It goes to that post, and they go all the way down this line. It's kind of like a triangle in a way, because one of our whole sides is already posted off, so we're just gonna put insulators on them, and then I'll kind of show you the line we have going here, and kind of the system that we're doing. So I'll show you guys this here. All right, so this is our initial line, is gonna be nothing but wood posts. Of course, they're not straight right now because they're not concreted in. It's gonna run this line along here. This eventually open up into this pasture here. But we're gonna run down to that post down there. That'll be the corner there, corner off there. We gotta leave that open for other stuff. But here, as you can see, what we're trying to do, what we plan to do is make kind of like a box kind of system here, maybe rounded here, but there'll be an opening here. It'll swing out here to eventually put a gate there to run into that pasture, and then this gate here will swing open. The gate I put here will swing open this way. So you boom, boom, open up, feed into here, leaving this lane here, which I have to chop down some of these trees eventually. This lane here to be able to get to the paddocks. If we have to drive a vehicle down here, I will be able to. It's probably like, I would say 15 feet plus wide. So we get quite a big vehicle down here. We just got to be able to slide by this, but we can move this eventually if we have to get a big enough vehicle down there. But this is what it's looking like so far. You can see the T-posts. We started to drive some of them in last night. I got to pick some more of those up today, but we go 350 feet all the way down. So you got to get those started driven into the ground. So let's come along, guys, and join us on this wild day here on Travel Lakers. So, all right, guys, day 3, putting up the new pasture. This still didn't get as much time as I wanted to yesterday to actually get this done, because I had to deal with the Fred situation yesterday, him getting loose. But we did get all of our posts in and almost all of our insulators on. So you can see all the way down there and here, all the way down to that corner over and that corner there. So this is the current overview of the new pasture. Okay, guys, now as you can see, we're running 4 strands again here, same as the other one. We'll run 4 again. I have to pick up a couple insulators for these 2 T-posts here, 2 T-posts there. I ran out of T-posts, so we created a bigger separation. I actually ran these a lot closer than I normally do for some reason. I don't know why. I did them 10 foot apart instead of 12. So these ones actually are about 13. So that's that for there. It's just a short little gap, so separating a little bit won't be fine, but we corner off here and then we end our line right here against that fence line. But I have to put insulators along this fence line here, from there all the way to here, and it's good. Like, our fence line's pretty good here. Okay, yes. Now take a mind, I did not build this fence. Oh, excuse me, something in my eye. Oh god, oh god. Okay, we're good, never mind. Something was in my eye, piece of sand or something. Okay, anyways, so this fence line we did not build. I did recently barbed wire this because it was open for some reason. Got that taken care of. This fence line, be easy to connect to, put some insulators off of. But as we get next to our neighbors on this side, where our fence line is, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is the beginning of it, and this is how it goes. It's pretty wonky, loose along here. I need to be able to mount to these posts though, so I'm gonna have to go through and tighten these areas up a little bit to actually be able to connect our insulators to them. We're gonna have to fix it. So I have to spend a little bit of time picking some of these posts, and I guess trying to retighten some of this barbed wire in certain spots to be able to connect to them so that they're not touching the wire, and that my insulators actually stick away from the wire and not against them. There's a big one on the outside of these posts. Barbed wire's on the inside on that side, so we'll be good there. Some people might say don't even worry about it. I've thought about it, but at the same time, I don't know. I could maybe not even put anything here, and it's definitely a thought that's crossed my mind. I was only going to run 2 strands along here anyways, just to keep it electrified. So I don't want to take a chance. The only reason I really want to keep this electrified here is back in here is where all of our coyotes, bobcats, wild hogs, everything comes from, because our woods go back here, but there's a lake here. It's really skinny, but we're cutting off here. So I want to make sure I can keep them out from getting in somehow. On the side, like you see, there's a big gaping hole right here. Something. And there's a couple spots along this fence line like that. So I'm going to spend some time today trying to tighten up this fence line some, make it a little more decent, and probably toss some electrical fencing on this. I always got to clean it up with a weed eater tad so we can run our lines. But we'll see what I end up doing. You guys will find out as we go along, but just kind of enjoy, guys. Finish getting this pasture done, hopefully for the most part today. Still getting a little later start than I wanted to today, dealing with some pig sales, sending 2 pigs off to the processor today for us. So that's exciting, but we got to go and get this started. So stay tuned, guys. Watch us get this finished, hopefully for the most part today. So, day 4. Would have been done yesterday, but what happened was I ran out of wire. Not once, but twice. I ran out of wire around 3:30, I think. Around 3:30, ran out of wire. Went and got some more, but by the time we got back from Tractor Supply with another bale, it was time to do farm chores, duties, and such. So that didn't happen. So went to finish up this morning, ran out again. I clearly need to do better, I guess, measuring, but we ran through over around 3 1/4 bales of galvanized wire. So around, we're almost about, probably around 0.75 of a mile, or 0.75, or maybe like 3/4 of a mile. Let's just go with that, because that could be wrong. Probably. Anyways, 3/4 of a mile for sure. Anyways, we're done. It is 3:23 today. Finally done. Got everything. Made sure the wire's running. Kind of show you guys the frontal entrance. Kind of show you the concept here. So boom, guys, entrance. Okay, so big paddocks right here. Entrance from this pasture. Gate swings open here. This gate here. I gotta get at one of those nice latches like those for this. But chain comes off. It's a little bit longer than 10, but I'm okay with that because I can run it to here. Plus I have a pallet that runs from here. But anyways, it won't be a problem. Transfer the cows. So this one will swing here. This one swings out here, creating an area to walk in. For now, I just put regular fencing on this area and that, because eventually that's gonna be a 12-foot gate that'll open up this way to go into the new pasture going out here. But for now, I just put this fence. I already had it. It's free, it works. But anyways, we'll run them into here. They'll come into here, into the open pasture right here, and then they're in. It's pretty simple. We only got one gate on this pasture. It'd be one way in, one way out. If I ever install another one, it may be down there, but I don't think I will. I'm just gonna run one gate. It'll be able to run both paddocks in and out. But fence is running hot. Running the same voltage on all 4 strands. Ran it straight here. You can see the line running down through there and connected to the pig paddock right there on the ground, which is all connected to the same. Ran all the way down, of course. I'll show you guys kind of what we did here at the corners. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what happens down here at the corners, how we cut those off to run just 2 strands along the back part of the fence. All right guys, so we're finally here at the corner. It took me a minute to get down here, 350 feet. Here's the corner I ran it to. This post is actually really solid compared to this one. You can see it's a really tight corner. I'm not too worried about it, but I ended up having to make this corner really tight because I was going to run to this post, but it's not as sturdy. So we ran to this post, which is actually concreted in, I believe. It's not my original fence line. I think this is actually our neighbor's original fence line. But as you can see here, we tied off here and here for the 2 middle strands, okay? And because we tied off with these 2 middle strands, the first electrical strip technically will end when you get down to that side. So I'll show you guys what I do when I get down there, but this is the other side of it down here. That's the front all the way up there. So we cornered these off here, then ran these 2, just kept running these strands, and we ran some pretty big extenders so the barbed wire didn't get in the way, and nothing got caught in it or whatever. The electrical fence kept it off, but we only ran 2 strands because 4 is unnecessary. There's so much fence here. I'm not really worried about, well, A, I'm not worried about the cows getting out, but I don't have to worry too much about anything getting in because of barbed wire that's almost as tall as my face that our neighbor has up. And then I have this Redmond wire, and then there's strands of barbed wire in between those. He's of course got a couple holes that have been created in the Redmond, but I tried to fix those up, but I'm not really too worried about it because it's just running to one of his cow pastures for his couple cows that he has. So we ran along here, just 2 strands. I don't know if you guys remember how this fence line looked before I got a hold of it, but she's pretty straight now. She was really bad. There was posts just, at least every other post was dipped down. So what I did was, thankfully, my neighbor has this really tight barbed wire that he ran. Really good job of, actually. And I just attach our really loose posts to the wire, so it's straightened them back out. And then, but it also kept our outside of the post off of the wire some. Plus, he ran the 4-inch extenders off. So we ran these 2 strands here, all the way down to this corner where it ends, and made sure that none of the barbed wire was touching. And I've already checked the fence, and the thing I was trying to do was, we lose 2 strands here, so I'm only running 2 strands, so I lose the 2 middle strands are pretty much a non-existent here. So technically down here the charge would die on those 2 strands. I also did something different than usual. Well, the first time I did a fence, I put our cranks at the ends, but because our strips were so long, I put our cranks in the middle. By putting our cranks in the middle, you're not just tightening one end, you're actually tightening the whole. As I learned from a guy who does electrical fencing once, he said, I would rather tighten, if I have 1,000 feet of wire, I would rather tighten 500 feet on both sides than just 1,000 foot once. So you put them in the middle, and they're like that on every end. Over there is a middle set, and over there is a middle set kind of in there. I kind of tried to go halfway between the start point and then this break. But that's how I did it, and it seems like it worked really well. We tightened up nice, not loose on one end because we're pulling both ends. So this is here, and so we get here and see how it gets breaks off this really messed up stuff that I had to fix into the next neighbor's property. And this is our fence line here, that I didn't put in either, but it was already here, but it's a lot more straighter than it was. I had to repair this, like I said, with barbed wire, but now we have electrical fencing. Electrical fencing here and here as well. And he's not near any woods or anything, so this actually helped his property even more from animals getting into him as well. So we run here to this corner, and I'll show you. I'm kind of okay with how we did this, but if you see here, our barbed wire and electric wire kind of overlap a bit because I ran our strands around instead of off the post. So I don't think we'll have any problems with it. They're not going to be touching. It won't be electrified. And our cows are already trained on wire, and this will never be the first paddock they're put in to be trained on wire. But I'm not worried about it. But it turned out pretty good. We just ran off this post here and then connected down to this corner. I know this guy's maybe very in depth, but I kind of want to show you guys the whole paddock, the whole pasture. I want to see you guys show, other than the fact that this cold snap that we hit, although I've enjoyed the weather, killed pretty much every last bit of grass in here. I mean, you can see some green here and there, but the really tall stuff in here that was like, you know, 5+ inches died. So we'll see how much grass they get, but if anything, at least it gives me a break because we're more wet back there, so our grass will be able to grow while they're over here, and we'll be able to keep them on hay at least, if there's not enough grass in here, whatever. So I know there is some green spots in here still, but that snap just killed us. As you can see, I took some boards I actually already had, put our cross beams at the corners. We ran the same insulators we did on our other fence. I really like these a lot. It's just slide them on, stick them on. You don't have to do any extra work. It's pretty easy. And then something I ended up having to try this time is they ran out of the regular T-post insulators, so I did the ones for tape, and to me they do the same thing. Your wire's a little closer to the T-post, but it's still not touching. So that worked. As you can see, another set of cranks right here. These cranks run to that next set of cranks all the way down to the beginning down there. So try to middle it off again. As you can see, this corner here where we butt off, the next pasture will start here and run out that way. So this is that corner there, you can see, to here, and then once I get you guys right down here, that'll be it. I just want to show you. So remember, these two strands, because it ran off of that paddock, would be dead. Of course, these two are still alive, the top and bottom, because they're all connected all the way around, but those two died. So we had to restart them down there. So when you do something like this, just for future, all you have to do is create a connection, either by running underneath your gate where this one was, but I was just like, well, we don't need to do that. So all I did was take this top strand, put an insulated wire on it, connected to that one, and then put the bottom one, and the same one connected to that one, and you got a charge. Now this charge is running on this wire, and this wire connects to each one, and now you have a full strip of connection all the way around, even when you split off your wires. So you can split them up into one wire, and you can do the same thing, just run your insulated wire down the edges, and then you're good to go. I didn't run any crimps or anything on any of these things this time. I just wrapped them off because a lot of it's just extra money spent that I haven't had any issues with. So this is it, guys. This is a 350 foot long, I know, this way, and I have to measure off the rest, but I know that down this way is like 150 feet. And then of course we have here, which is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And that's probably about another 150 feet that way. And then that way is probably about a couple hundred feet.